at Wembley in the FA Cup final. Shorthead derby winners in a midweek Mersey Classic. They've come a long way since Howard Kendall came back, despite losing to United and their sharp shoe shuffle in December.
But they've got some defending to do here. Mark Hughes. Chance for Lee Sharp. It's his week.
United's league position was healthy enough at the start of a showdown weekend at the top, but Everton's condition was in need of a tonic. Weakened by cup fever, they slipped to within 5 points of Sheffield United and the relegation zone. They were courting disaster amidst their romance with the cup, losing to Sheffield at a last-minute goal at Goodison last weekend. Manchester United followed suit on Tuesday night. Their first league defeat for 3 months came at Bramall Lane, along with injuries to Neil Webb and Brian Robson. First Division Special today features two teams looking to regain their knockout punch, Manchester United and Everton.
19-year-old Darren Ferguson gets the nod from Dad for a full debut after 60 minutes as a substitute at Sheffield. He's a real chip off the old block, as tough as you'd expect a Glaswegian to be. The old man has every right to be a proud man today. Darren's already been capped at junior level by Scotland, and his twin brother Jason is here today. He's recently returned from voluntary work in Romania with orphan children. Not your average family, the Fergusons. The manager's hand has been forced by injuries to 6 senior players, but Les Sealy is back in goal today. Mal Donaghy's experience invaluable in a defence likely to be without Steve Bruce for a while. Robson, Webb and Phelan are the absentees in midfield. Mark Hughes is missing too. 3 teenagers in the squad, including 17-year-old Ryan Giggs, who appears on the substitutes bench for the first time. Ironically, Giggs is a pacey left winger in the mould of Lee Sharp, who's back today and whose growing reputation seems sure to be rewarded with the PFA's Young Player of the Year award later this month. Everton make one change from the team that eventually outstayed Liverpool in the week. The sweeper system is serving them well at the back at the moment. Pat Nevin is recalled at the expense of Ray Atterveld, but there's no place in the starting lineup for Tony Cottee. Mike Newell is Graham Sharp's partner in attack. Cottee is on the bench. Nevin's had a seat on the bench for the last 2 games, so nobody will be keener to make an impression today, with 2 more big cup ties coming up in the next 9 days for Everton. United's next cup tie is Wednesday's Cup Winners' Cup quarter-final with the French side Montpellier, whose entire squad are here amongst another big Old Trafford crowd today. Referee today is Stephen Lodge from Barnsley, who are Everton's opponents in the Zenith Cup on Tuesday night. That's the Northern semi-final. Black armbands are the order of the day in recognition of those British troops who lost their lives in the Gulf War. This could be just the job for Manchester United and Everton. Minds can go a-wandering between big cup ties if the inter-league games are meaningless, but there's always a bit of a meaning to a contest between Manchester and Merseyside. All the intensity of a genuine local derby. John Ebrell back in the Everton midfield. And a first touch for Darren Ferguson. Ryan McClare, who's the United captain today. Ratcliffe. Ferguson down to Ince. Ebrell quickly in. McCall. Hinchcliffe. Directed behind Graham Sharp. Lee Sharp across to make the tackle. Lonnie Wallace ahead of him. Now the walking wounded. Mike Phelan will be hoped to be back in action for the European tie in the middle of the week. Irwin finding Wallace. Finding Blackmore. And a dangerous ball which Watson couldn't quite cut out and which Lee Sharp couldn't quite convert. Southall to the rescue. Lee Sharp swiftly in to pounce on the mistake by Dave Watson. But Neville Southall's huge frame kept him out. Corner to Manchester United. Dennis Irwin will take it. Pallister is forward. It's Paul Ince who's up with a header. Irwin again. Goal kick. At The first genuine chance of the match created by Manchester United. Lee Sharp. McDonald never far away. Firm challenge by Watson. Pallister got a foot in. Martin. Ince. Martin again. Sharp. In skipping away from Everton. Plenty of cover for Everton, but here's Lee Sharp. Four waiting in the middle. McDonald again getting a block on the cross. Newell taking on two and winning the free kick. Coming up to the half-hour point. Very even-handed contest so far. Paul Ince. Both sides looking at their most dangerous when they get the opportunity to break. Ince looking to go all the way himself. Corner kick. Deflected off Dave Watson. Paulo Ince, who hasn't scored for Manchester United since his first week with the club, 18 months ago. He's been getting closer in recent weeks. And he's won the corner, which Lee Sharp will take. Headed by McDonald. Sharp. Ferguson. Tried the shot, deflected by McDonald and almost onto the head of Pallister and Wallace. And goal kick is the verdict. Certainly deflected off McDonald and maybe just off the head of Gary Pallister. Pat Nevin. Graham Sharp on towards Everall, who seemed to be impeded there by Pallister, who's won his free kick. He actually took his eye off the ball for a moment as it was played into him and rather tumbled into Pallister, but his progress was checked, and Everton do have an opportunity here. Sort of situation where they would like to wheel on Kevin Sheedy if only they could. He's about a week away from a return to the team, but Andy Hinchcliffe and Neil MacDonald waiting behind Stuart McCall are both dangerous customers, and Kevin Ratcliffe has drawn away to the left. It's Hinchcliffe, good save, Newell, 1-0. Andy Hinchcliffe's free kick, too hot to handle, and Mike Newell gives Everton the lead. It really was a thumper, and Seeley did well just to keep it out, but Newell slid it back into the net. Mike Newell's first goal of 1991 gives Everton the lead 12 minutes before half-time. They've got a good record here at Old Trafford. It's one they really do need to extend. The points are rather more valuable to them than they are to United. And that's why that goal from Newell is so valuable. Watson's header. Keown missed time his jump, but was offered the opportunity to recover. Against Graham Sharp. Dennis Irwin. Manchester United throw. And Manchester United are going to make a substitution. In fact, it's Dennis Irwin who's gone off. And number 14 is 17-year-old Ryan Giggs. Manchester United believe we may be seeing the start of a very special career here this afternoon. Giggs, the young Welshman, who caused such a stir when he signed for the club at the end of last year, getting an early opportunity to make his mark in the big league. Replacing Dennis Irwin. Lee Martin. Giggs' first touch. Martin unable to gather it. He has been compared to the young George Best, as much in build, I think, as much as anything. But it was Nobby Stiles and Brian Kidd on the coaching staff here who made the comparison. Although Manchester United have rather tried to play it down since, Alex Ferguson has said that he's the most outstanding talent he's ever worked with of his age. Pat Nevin. Hinchcliffe arriving late on the scene to his left. He's kept it in. Headed away by Donaghy. Manchester United were opened up just for a moment then. Mal Donaghy, the last-ditch cover. Hinchcliffe. Sharp pulling away to try and make something of it. MacDonald in support. Good cross that. Important header by Mal Donaghy with Mike Newell lurking. MacDonald did exceptionally well just to hook that back into the danger area. Header was by Pallister. So Newell lets it run out for another corner. Nevin is offering himself to take it. Newell taking up his more familiar station on the edge of the 6-yard box. 6 minutes of the first half remaining. Seeley didn't quite make it. Chance there for Dave Watson. His second goal of the week gives Everton a 2-goal lead. It really was a teasing corner, which Les Seeley, under an awful lot of pressure, could not quite deal with. And United were as 6s and 7s from that point onwards. Sharp put the pressure on the goal line, and Dave Watson gleefully lashed it through the defenders into the net. You have to have sympathy for the goalkeeper in these circumstances. Once he's come, he's expected to make it, but it was so difficult for him, and Seeley couldn't get back. It's Dave Watson's first league goal since December 1989, but tacked on to that vital winner against Liverpool in the Cup in midweek. It has given Everton clear breathing space entering the last 5 minutes of the first period. 2 goals in the space of 6 minutes. Pat Nevin. Stuart McCall. Everton have a real hold on the game now, and they're looking to go on and get the game won before half-time if they can. A little bit too far for Hinchcliffe. Polished defending by Donaghy, but not by Blackmore. Ratcliffe. Nevin. Newell's got space if Nevin had looked up there for a moment. Andy Hinchcliffe. Nevin again. John Everall. Stuart McCall with a shot. Not a million miles away. The half-time whistle signals an opportunity for Manchester United to regroup. And for Everton, who took the lead through Mike Newell after 33 minutes, the lead improved upon by Dave Watson 6 minutes later to consolidate and to think how they're going to go on and gain a rare away victory. 2-0 they lead at half-time.
Neil Webb, one of Manchester United's walking wounded. I think something of a hangover from the recent Rumbelows Cup exertions in that first half.
Yes, probably. I think the game at Sheffield came too quickly after that epic game we had at Leeds, and it might have showed on the lads today, but we're disappointing to be down at the moment. 2-0 at half-time, with one eye on the Montpellier game coming up. How important is it for United to put a show in the second half, just to regain some momentum? Oh, we've got to start attacking Everton a bit more and get some chances and score some goals. I mean, we can't go into Montpellier game with our confidence dented. We've got to be high on that for that one.
Finally, all eyes on Darren Ferguson before the game. How do you think he's fared in that first half?
Yeah, he's done okay. I mean, it's his first game at Old Trafford in front of a full house, so it's obviously going to be very nerve-wracking for any youngster, and he's applying himself very well.
Neil, thanks very much. Back to Clive Tilsley.
Well, we're going to find out a lot more about Darren Ferguson and Ryan Giggs in the second half, that's for sure. Everton leading by 2-0 at halfway. This last few years adds up to a death wish for a team of their standing and ambition. 6 points out of 36 this season, just one solitary away win before they came here to take on Alex Ferguson's side today. They haven't been travelling at all this season, but they've certainly made a profitable journey down the M62 so far today. Dave Watson touching the ball back to Neville Southall, one of two Liverpool-born players in the Everton side, the two scorers today, Newell and Watson. Keown's header, Graham Sharp leading the line well. Favoured by the bounce then, Everton. McCall, nice idea, but Alistair was there. And here's Nevin though. Mike Newell, a little ambitious. Yanked it wide of City's right-hand post. By McLeod. Hinchcliffe's challenge. Ferguson. Nicely done. Wallace. On to Blackmore, McLeod trying to get there too, but Keown in between them. Manchester United throw. Blackmore. Awkward, very brave header by Paul Ince. Just blocked. Ball away. Nevin. Newell. On for Nevin again. Lee Martin had a couple of yard start. But Paul Ince really threw himself in there amongst the legs, and it was his own player, Danny Wallace, who blocked it. Mal Donaghy. Brian McLeod. A lot of responsibility now on the shoulders of the senior United pros out there. Here's Wallace. Chance maybe for Lee Sharp. Stolen off his toe by Neville Southall, who ran into Sharp and who sportingly cleared the ball into touch so that the youngster could get some treatment. There were calls for a penalty from the Stretford enders behind Southall's goal. He really had to keep his eye on the ball, Southall, and he just barged into Sharp. In fact, he made a decent attempt to get out of the way. And Sharp's not too badly damaged. And United sportingly throw the ball back to Everton. Paul Ince. A lot of that to Watson, but he got away with it. Giggs falling between two stools. Had men to his left and right then. Ratcliffe a long way forward. Donaghy all the way back. Tony Cottee starting to strip off. Newell offering an option wide on the right-hand side. Useful cross, Blackmore couldn't stop it. Graham Sharp across the face of goal. John Everall, Mike Newell, Sharp arriving again, and Seeley leaning back and punching the ball to safety. Throw into Everton. Sharp just couldn't direct the ball to the supporting player. But Tony Cottee, substitute in 6 of the last 7 Everton matches. Despite those 2 vital goals against Liverpool and another against Sheffield United last Saturday, will replace Graham Sharp and stake his claim to line up against his former club West Ham in the FA Cup next Monday night. Martin's free kick meanwhile. Ratcliffe away. Paul-Ince. Set himself up for the shot, but was impeded from behind by John Everall. An innocent face. And a yellow card. We're never quite sure what colour's going to come out of the referee's wallet these days. But there are an awful lot of people between Ince and goal. And Everall just denied him the shooting chance and pays the price of a caution. Now, can Manchester United punish him in the way they would like to? Clayton Blackmore is the favourite. Curled an awful lot, but it didn't dip enough. It's going to need a pretty special free kick to defeat Neville Southall in his current form, and the Everton goalkeeper just gave it a cursory glance. Russell Beersmore preparing to come into the action. Free kick against Mike Newell. Manchester United will make another substitution and bring down their average age a little bit further. 22-year-old Russell Beersmore will replace 23-year-old Lee Martin. After 23-year-old Paul Ince has been shown a yellow card for that challenge, as Beersmore. But the future of the club is bright, with 6 players, 23 years and under, in the 13 today, as one of them Russell Beersmore. Blackmore with a free kick. Tony Cottee coming a little bit deeper in search of the ball. Hinchcliffe. Watson. Everall. Everton have just lost their momentum though in the last 10 minutes or so. There's signs of Manchester United starting to assert themselves again. McClare. Held up by Ratcliffe. Ferguson tackled by McCall. Good play again by Stuart McCall. Not able to find Cottee, but he really is a daredevil action man type, McCall. Beersmore, well left by McClare. Wallace looking to link up with him. Chance for Lee Sharp. Brilliant save by Southall. An instinctive and unbelievable stop by the Everton goalkeeper. And suddenly they're on the attack. Cottee looking to get Newell away. Pallister's there. But that really was an astonishing stop by Neville Southall. The build-up was a little bit messy, but Sharp was suddenly in, and Southall was suddenly on top of him. Sharp. He was manhandled by Watson. He's such a stout customer. Cottee trying to ferry it on to Nevin again, but Ince has been tireless. Cottee. Ebrel. Now Tony Cottee again with Mike Newell in support. Taking it on himself. Good run by Cottee! Put away. Well, whatever else he does, his marksmanship is beyond question. Keown set up. Donaghy. Ebrel. McCall. Here's McCall again. Lee Sharp. Very convincing Everton claims, but it's a Manchester United throw. Ince. Wallace. Blackmore. Ferguson is furthest forward at the moment. Ince. Seems to have been lining himself up for a shot time and time again. Giggs. Wallace with a real chance. Maybe should have done better. He was under the very close attentions of Kevin Ratcliffe, but he'd stolen in front of the Everton skipper and just didn't get any direction about his header. Everton will make another substitution in the meantime and bring on the Dutchman Raymond Atterveld, who starts a 2-match suspension after today's game. And he will replace Pat Nevin. There's 3 matches against Liverpool in the FA Cup are the only starts that he's made in the team so far this year. But he's a very versatile player. Tony Cottee. Nothing at all to his left. He's got Newell lurking to his right. He might go it alone. He's run Donaghy. And will eventually block the shot. Little cat and mouse game between Tony Cottee and Mal Donaghy then. McDonald will take the throw. Last minute, Stuart McCall. Ooh, that would have been a nice way to round off Everton's afternoon, wouldn't it? Just wouldn't quite swerve enough for one of the game's outstanding players. But Alex Ferguson at least will have had the consolation of viewing some of his brightest young prospects in the surroundings of the big league. But Everton needed the points more, and Everton got their points. United's dress rehearsal for Europe, upstaged by a rare Everton away win, only their second of the season. Mike Newell it was who gave them the lead 12 minutes before half-time. A goal that Dave Watson added to. Everton press on towards Wembley via Barnsley and West Ham in the coming 9 days. Their relegation nerves ease somewhat. United wait for Hughes and Robson and co to return for their headline attraction with Montpellier on Wednesday. And Darren Ferguson has grown up a little bit under the proud gaze of his father this afternoon. But it's been Everton's day. 2 goals from their born and bred Scousers, Mike Newell and Dave Watson, for a 2-0 win.
Dave, congratulations, developing something of a reputation as a goal scorer.
I don't know about that. I mean, I must go up hundreds of times throughout the season, and luckily the last few games the ball's been bouncing for me, and I've struck it and it's gone in.
It just gave you that welcome cushion for the second half.
Yeah, that's right. The second half we never really got going. We sort of sat back a little bit and defended as well. But I felt if we could have got up and we could have scored again. But you know, the result was the important thing, and we got it.
The sweeper system looks strong at the back. How much confidence does it give you playing in front of such a goalkeeper?
Well, I mean, you know, if they get past us, you've always got a great belief in them, and we pulled a few good saves off today, but as I've said before, you're expected off the big fella now.
Everton going well in the cup. Still a little work to do though in the league.
Yeah, we've got to go out to win each game and finish as high up as we can. That's our aim now.
Dave, many congratulations. Thanks very much.
All right, cheers.
Clive.
More problems for United. Dennis Irwin's hamstring injury may keep him